All right, today we're in Tim Farmer's Country Kitchen, obviously, and we have a special guest, Eileen O'Donoghue. Thanks for coming out. You got to see all kinds of farm stuff outside.
I did.
Earlier, didn't you?
I did.
But you know what? I like lamb.
Good.
And I like new recipes. Today, we're going to get two recipes. Side by side, which makes a lot of sense. We already got the oven going. Mm-hmm. And first of all, tell us about sheep. You raise sheep.
I raise sheep. In fact, I'm lambing right now. If you want to see lambs, I've got them all over my front yard. We're lambing. I raise a hair sheep, which is nice because the meat from a hair sheep is a lot milder than what a lot of people are used to. And yeah, I raise them up to a certain weight, take them to the market, and then sell them to people who want to eat them like you, and me. Well,
you know, when you say hair sheep, a lot of people say, well, they got a lot of hair.
Right.
Not quite.
No. There's a difference. Most people are used to wool sheep. They see these big old furry things woolly things out in the field. And you get the fiber from them. And there's a lot of fiber people in Kentucky. Right. And they yarn, or they knit, and they felt, and they weave, and do all kinds of things. My sheep don't have wool. They have hair, and they shed.
They shed.
So they don't have to be sheared.
So you got a lot of happy songbirds picking up little...
I do.
And the Phoebes probably use it.
There's all kinds of... You can see the hair, because they come off in pieces, when they shed, in nests all over the place.
Happy little nests. All right, now, we got two recipes. One of them is...
One of them is a bourbon mustard
you got me
sauce, and I'm going to spread that on the rack, and then I'm going to put some panko breadcrumbs, which are really unseasoned, because I want the bourbon and the mustard to be able to taste that well.
And the other one?
And the other one, I'm going to use a regular mustard, and it's called Elizabeth Sweet Garlic Mustard, and I'm going to put a cornbread breadcrumb mixture on that one.
Okay. Which one's the easiest to make?
You know what? These are both so easy.
So easy?
They are so easy.
Oh, I like easy.
They're very easy.
Now keep this in mind. This is a double whammy here. This is something that if you try this one at different times or together. I love trying new stuff, and I usually do my lamb the same way. It involves a lot of basil, garlic, oregano, rosemary, but I'm really liking where we're going here.
Well, what I want to point out too is one of the reasons that this is so simple is I'm not going to French them. A lot of people are used to seeing the Frenched, lamb. Right. They don't need to be French. That takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, and it doesn't have to be done. You get it right like this. We're gonna coat the fat side of it, and then when it's cooked, then you can cut them apart.
So you're just putting this in the oven?
That's all we're gonna do. Well, we're gonna brown them first on the skillet, and then skillet on the stove, and then we're gonna put them in the oven, and that's all there is to it. It's so simple. Wow. There's not much to it. Not many steps at all.
Now, could you do this on the grill too?
You can do it on the grill. Yes.
But a lot of the times we don't have time to fire it up. You can just do this right here in your kitchen.
Well, and with the grill, I think, and it may not be true, but I think you always have to watch it. And there's nothing wrong with watching it. I don't have time.
Gotcha.
I'd like to.
Because you're lambing.
I'm busy with lambs, yes.
All right, let's start with the bourbon one.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to coat them both with salt and pepper. And I'm going to use quite a bit. And we're going to coat both sides with salt and pepper. Use a little pepper here.
I just talked to David Ditch the other day. He came out and looked at my place, and we're talking about different kinds of fencing. And my wife, who is got a lot of Greek blood in her, her grandfather had a restaurant. He came over from Greece, and he liked lamb. So Nikki's mother liked lamb. Now I like lamb.
Do you? What's your favorite?
I like a leg of lamb, rare, with a dipped in a wine sauce. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so what I did is I just mixed, I had a little bit of bourbon and some mustard, and I mixed them together here. So we'll do that. And then I'm only going to put this on the fat side. Now I think the fat's real important because it really adds flavor to it. Yeah. So, and I'm just going to coat this here like this.
That already smells heavenly.
I'm ready to.
Now, for an overview, we're preheating our oven to
400 degrees.
400 degrees, okay.
One of the important things about lamb is that, one, it doesn't take very long to cook, but you don't want to overcook it, and I think people do. But I'm telling you, it's a waste of lamb if you cook it.
I like mine rare.
And it's best. Okay, and I'm just going to pat this on here, and it's going to stay on just fine because it's got the the mustard and the bourbon's going to hold it. And I'm going to let it sit while I decorate the other one, okay? And then we'll brown them, okay?
I like where you're going here.
We're going to stick them in the oven together, so they should kind of be... I think that looks fine. What do you think?
I think it looks wonderful.
Okay. Okay, let's trade places here.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so this is another rack. It's done the same. People think of racks and they think of lamb, I think, as special occasion meals. There's no reason for it to be special occasion meals.
I totally agree.
One of the things that I've started doing is with the leg and the shoulder, I've been having them cut in half. Because you get a 6 or 7 pound leg and you think, oh, I've got to invite everybody in the neighbor over and I've got to have fancy side dishes. But if you have a smaller one, let's think what we're going to do. We're going to use this mustard this time. If you have a smaller, like a 3 or 4 pound roast, you can do it on Tuesday night. It's not...
True. Now, what kind of mustard is that?
This is a garlic mustard.
Ah.
So, and I haven't tasted it yet, but...
It smells mighty good.
Yeah, I think it is. Oh, it's spicy
Is it really good?
Yeah, I think it is. Okay, so I'm going to coat it just like I did the other one. Okay.
Now, I got to tell you, the most fascinating thing so far, smell-wise, is that right there.
Is this. So this, what I do is we eat a lot of chili at our house, and we, of course, have cornbread with the chili. And I make a lot of cornbread muffins, stick it in the ones that we don't eat, I stick it in I stick the rest in the freezer so that I can then pull them out and eat them at another time, use them for breadcrumbs. So these are cornbread muffins, and then I put some parsley, chives, a couple cloves of garlic, and mint.
Fresh?
In the food, fresh mint. Nope, I got it all fresh at the grocery store, and just put it in the food processor, crumpled it up, and this is what we have.
Man, I can picture these in a lot of recipes.
I'm really pleased with how it smells, and I think if it smells good, it's going to taste good. Okay. So now what I want to do is I'm going to heat them up on the stove. I'm just going to brown them 3 to 4 minutes, and that'll just kind of sear it, seal it in.
Gotcha.
And then we're going to stick them in the oven.
That sounds good to me.
Okay. Okay. It's very hot right now. So first of all, I'm probably going to get burned.
We can't have that. Not until Mama's Country Kitchen.
Oh, it's not that hot, huh? So it really needs to be hot. We don't want it to soak up the oil. We want it to seal it. So I'm not looking to get it crispy. I'm just looking to heat it up a bit.
All right, we've got it in the oven. It's making a nice sizzling noise back there, about 25 minutes. You want to time this so it kind of times out. And I got behind because I got talking as usual. But let's get rolling here.
Okay,
well, you're making a sauce.
I'm going to make a sauce. Now, the rack stands alone. It doesn't need anything. But sometimes just for a little interest, it's nice to have a little something to dribble on top of it. So this is going to be like a cherry sauce. And what it calls for is some dried cherries. So I've got some tart cherries here. And we're just going to dump the whole thing in the skillet.
Gotcha.
That's good there. Then I'm going to put in this is Elk Creek.
That's a cab sauv from Elk Creek, right in Owenston, Kentucky.
Great.
Right up the road.
Great.
We like to use Kentucky stuff.
Well,
like
we're using it.
Kentucky lamb.
Like Kentucky lamb. Okay, so I think we'll use just a little bit more. This is a measuring spoon.
That's a measuring spoon.
Okay.
That's an Eileen measuring spoon.
That's how it works. Put in a little bit of red wine vinegar.
There you go. For a little tart.
And we're going to leave our options open. As we cook this, it's going to cook real slow. If we need to add something more, we've got some liquids here that we might need to add. And we're going to put in some sugar. That's about
the yin
right
and the
there.
yang, the sweet and the sour.
Okay. And we're going to save this mint.
Which I just got at the Green Living Fair.
Did you?
From a fella. We've got it planted down by the little pond, and that's Kentucky Kernel, he calls it.
Wow.
Isn't that cool to buy stuff from all your neighbors and friends? And
It's especially cool, and that I can't even stand being this close to it. It's so, it makes you want to just go.
I know, it's great.
Okay, I'm going to put this on the stove now, and I'm going to cook it really low the whole time that the lamb is in the oven.
Gotcha.
And what's going to happen is it's all going to kind of mingle together and make a nice sauce to dribble over the meat when we're done.
I like where you're going here.
Okay. All right, I think the sauce is done.
Okay.
So we'll put this over here.
Ooh, perfect.
And I'm ready to pull the lamb out of the oven.
Eileen is bringing the goods.
There we go.
Oh, my, my, my.
So we're going to sprinkle the mint on after we put some of that sauce on there. There's a...
The smell. Each one has its own different thing.
Now, can you tell which one's which?
That's the one with your crumbs on it, isn't it?
No.
And that's the one with panko on it.
Oh, yes, it is.
That's the one with yours.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
you can see
because
it
I
in
can
there.
smell it. I can
Okay.
smell your. I can
Good.
smell.
Good.
Oh my gosh! I smell the bourbon and the. Wait a minute. Oh gosh! Just cut them. Let's eat them.
Let's eat them. Okay.
Now, is this sauce for both of them, or does it go?
No, well, the sauce, it can go on. It can, of course, go on both of them.
Gotcha.
But it's specifically for the one with the bourbon on it. So I think I'm going to stand it. I'm going to just do it like this.
Now, let me ask you, Eileen.
Sure.
We can eat this with our fingers, can't we?
Please. Why do you think they put bones in there?
That's exactly right. That's the best part about lamb. You have an automatic
Handle.
popsicle stick that you
Yeah.
can just grab. Now, I got to admit, I said, Eileen, please make this a little rare for me, and you did. Mm-hmm. And I like it rare. This looks absolutely perfect.
I think this is actually cooked perfectly. And like I said before, you don't want to overcook lamb.
I totally
It's
agree.
just a waste of lamb. So what I want to do is this is one of them, and I'd like to cut into this one.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? The name of your farm?
Two Shakes Ranch. And that's funny, we got the name Two Shakes Ranch. My husband came up with that idea. George Carlin had sayings like, who knows, 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, how long is that? And anyway, he liked that whole idea, so that's when he thought of Two Shakes Ranch. And we sell our product under the name of Kentucky Lamb. And you can find us at www.kylamb.com. And you'll see pictures of our farm and of our lambs on there, and you can read about Kentucky Lamb.
Well, I'll tell you what. There for a while, I was having trouble finding lamb years ago.
Uh-huh.
Now, you can go to the store. Nothing against New Zealand or
Of
Australian
course.
lamb. If I'm going to buy a lamb, I want it to be Kentucky lamb if possible.
And a lamb is coming back. A lot of people in the state of Kentucky are raising lamb.
Right.
A lot of people are. And so it's becoming more and more common to find it in places. But you do want to check in the grocery store and see where it comes from. If you want, you can find plenty of New Zealand and Australian lamb, but you can also find local lamb.
Local's the way to go. I like local. Back in the old days, we knew our butcher. Mm-hmm. We on a first name basis. We knew where we got our meat. When you got your milk, you know where the cows came from. You knew the farmer who was milking those cows every day. I think it's kind of cool to get back in that
I'm going to
mode.
serve you a piece. Alrighty. And yes, of course, use your fingers. But let's put some of this on top of it because this is specially made to go on this particular kind.
And we've got this paired with an Elk Creek cab sauv, which we used in the sauce. I'm not even going to use my fork. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm going to use a fork.
Okay.
I'm just going to dig right in.
And I'm going to grab one of these.
Okay.
This side here. What do you think?
That's ridiculous good. Oh my goodness.
Happy lambs, that's what I say. Happy lambs.
Eileen.
It's hot for me right now.
This way, but I might lean that way. Did you get my joke?
I got it.
I might lean this way before. All right, I'm going to take another bite of this, and then I want to try the other one.
Did I mention how much I love lamb?
You did.
Let me slice it.
Gotta have a slice of the other one. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, that sauce is excellent too. Move that one out of the way.
There you go.
Now this is the one with your breadcrumbs, right?
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's good. Oh my goodness. Very different.
It's not a typical, but it tastes very lamby without being strong. I think it's a nice taste, and I do like this coating.
I'm tied. I like them equally. Eileen, thank you so much for sharing 2 recipes tonight with us.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to be coming to you for some lamb.
Alrighty.
Good, fresh Kentucky lamb. Thank you so much.